Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we're talking Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torian, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Present.
Okay, buddy. Today we'll be talking about unpopular opinions in the news of the week. There'll be time codes in the description or in the show notes. And with that, here's Peyton with the news.
Hello. I have a new computer. I set up my audio stuff, but if it sounds different or the audio's screwed up, that's my bad, I guess. It should be the same, but I don't know. Anyway. We got the news of the week, so let's go ahead and start. This is according to Deadline. Wilson Bethel's Bullseye will appear in 3 episodes of Daredevil Born Again.
We have won.
Huge.
We're winning.
I really didn't think they'd bring him back, at least for this season. Man, he was just perfection in season 3, and 3 episodes. I mean, I guess we don't know exactly how many episodes Born Again will be, but I assume it's going to be around 13 based off the report from last week. And if that's the case, I mean, Bullseye's in 3 episodes. Foggy and Karen are going to be in 3 episodes, or at least Karen is. We don't know how many episodes Foggy's going to be in, but huge, man. I don't obviously if he's only in three episodes, he's not going to have a major role, but honestly, any involvement of Wilson Bethel and Bullseye as a character and it being a continuation from season 3 is massive. It really shows that they are just going full into Daredevil's canon, where it seemed like they were just going to go with a soft reboot, and it seems that since they made it officially canon and with the retooling of the series as a whole, it feels every single report that comes out about this show, it feels more like a season 4 rather than a new show just with the same cast. But this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Lewis Pullman, who is in Top Gun Maverick, is the top choice currently to play Sentry in the Thunderbolts, replacing Steven Yeun. I don't really know much about this guy. I mean, I've seen Top Gun Maverick, and he was good in it, I guess. But I'm not familiar enough with him as an actor to really say if I think he'd be a good fit for Sentry. But I mean, looks wise, I mean, yeah, I could see it. But I'm not. I mean, I guess we'll see. He hasn't even necessarily accepted the role just yet. But I mean, Steven Yeun is just such a huge loss. I don't know, man. It sucks.
I'm sorry, you said Steven Yeun, and my brain just like short circuited. Who was the person?
Lewis Pullman. He was in Top Gun Maverick.
What did he play again? Who even is this guy?
He was the dude with glasses.
I have to see. Hold on.
I think he had glasses.
Lewis Pullman.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. That's all I gotta say.
Bruce said interesting. He's got sort of a Patrick Wilson thing going on.
He looks like a Bond villain, like the ultimate Bond villain for me.
That's crazy. Looks
insane. But I mean, yeah, like you said, I don't know too much about the guy, but I mean,
oh look, he's a Nepo baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his dad was Bill Pullman.
Oh yes.
Crazy. Nepo babies just run the world. But yeah, if he does accept it, I hope he's good.
For sure.
I'll just as I'm watching the movie, I'll just be thinking, man, that could have been Steven Yeun. But this is according to Daniel RPK. Alongside Coleman Domingo, John David Washington is reportedly also being considered for the role of Kang in the MCU. Personally, I'd prefer Coleman Domingo, but John David Washington is also a solid choice. Yeah,
for sure. Either or works for me.
Yeah. It's more Nepo babies.
God.
They're all over the place. They're everywhere. This is also according to Daniel RPK. A new project for Iron Fist is rumored to be in development with a woman in the main role. Finn Jones could potentially return as Danny Rand, but he won't be the main Iron Fist going forward. Good.
Yeah, I've seen that, and of course a lot of people are upset because Danny Rand's being pushed to the side because of the fact that Iron Fist,
he sucked.
Iron Fist sucked. For me, if it's, I mean, there's also I've been seeing some talks about about if it's not Colleen Wing, then why should it be like a random woman?
That's sort of what I was thinking. I was like, you might as well just do Colleen Wing, especially with how season 2 ended.
Exactly, yeah. Like I would rather have it be Colleen Wing for sure. If they were gonna go into a different version of Iron Fist, I would like to see the newer Iron Fist, like the Asian guy. I forgot his name. But even then, like there has been a discussion of Danny Rand, like as an Iron Fist as a whole, like, you know, within like a long time. I know people are really used to Danny Rand for sure. They're just also like they're just not getting why he's being sidelined. And
it's literally just because he sucked. I think, well, because like I think last week or the week before, I don't remember, when we were talking about how all the Netflix stuff is now canon. Part of the reason why I imagine Feige didn't want to necessarily just come out and immediately be like everything's canon was probably because of Iron Fist and Defenders, because he probably also doesn't like it. It doesn't really want to touch all that stuff. But now that all of it's canon, maybe he had an idea of like, oh, we can do Danny Rand as it won't be Finn Jones because it's going to be a soft reboot anyway. But now that it's all canon, it's like, okay, well, now we have to work around that. And the Finn Jones version is just not good.
Yeah.
So we're kind of forced to sideline him.
Yeah, well, and it's also like a thing to where like I know we're talking about MCU, but like even like in comics, that's like also a thing that people are like, you know, upset about because of the Iron Fist shows like so much of Danny Rand as a character, even in the comics, got sidelined. As a thing for Danny Rand being an Iron Fist, depending on what they do with the character, because being sidelined can also mean it's like, you know, it depends on like what they do with the character. If like, of course, you know, the Rand company is gonna exist, I would definitely like to see this, depending on who the woman is as well. Like, of course, you know, maybe Danny can like help out this woman in some sort of way. Of course, I really just don't know like what they can really do, but it all really depends. But if they're just gonna go with somebody, I would most likely have it be Colleen Wing, because
Jessica Henwick has, she has experience with martial arts, and also like she was a highlight of the Iron Fist series. That, and she's just a bigger star now, and I think she'd actually be a good draw to the series now.
And let's not have a fucking terrible showrunner this time.
Yeah,
because Scott Buck is horrible.
The worst.
Insane.
Horrible.
Like, holy crap.
This is according to Daniel RPK as well. Tom Holland and Kevin Feige reportedly want Spider-Man 4 to be a more grounded story, while Sony would like to bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back and have the movie be huge.
Sony, stop. Like, I'm tired of you, man.
Sony's
how about this? How about just
give,
like, yeah, like I was telling Peyton this over text. I either just give us Spider-Man 4, the Amazing Spider-Man 3, and have Spider-Man, like Tom Holland Spider-Man 4, be just some grounded story. That way everyone wins. But, you know, it's Sony. They're pretty incompetent when it comes to Spider-Man stuff. Yeah.
If they want Tobey and Andrew, how would they even do that? Because we just had it. And are they just going to bring Doctor Strange back to do that? Like, what is the catalyst for them to come back? It doesn't make any sense. And also, this makes sense with the previous reports, because there's obviously the reports just recently that, you know, Daredevil is going to be in it. Apparently, Vincent D'Onofrio might be in talks to star in the movie in some capacity, or like maybe cameo. Ant-Man might be in it, but then there was also the reports that Spider-Man 4 might be a movie where it brings the Sonyverse into the MCU. And I think that's probably what's happening behind the scenes. It's like, okay, well, maybe both of these things are true. It's just Sony, or it's just Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige and Tom Holland clearly want the Daredevil, you know, grounded street level story, whereas Sony is like, hey, let's put Morbius in this. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Why doesn't Sony ever learn? It's just like, do the Venom movies make money? Sure, but fucking Morbius is a atrocious flop. Kraven's definitely gonna flop. Madam Web it might be a fluke and make money, but who knows?
Yeah, freaking. The only reason why Madam Web is gonna probably make some money is that we just got Joe-eyed and freaking watching it.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Dakota Johnson had me a little bit reeled in there, you know. I'm
like, maybe I do want to see this.
Maybe I have to spend $16 on a ticket just for this. But either way, yeah, like it's probably not gonna make as much money. The only way I can really see like a Sony-verse character being reeled into the MCU is Venom.
And technically, he's already in the MCU, and
technically, because there's No Way Home. But like, either that, like, I just don't understand like what they're like. Why are they doing this? Like, why? Like, stop this.
It's already rumored and probably going to happen that Tobey Maguire and maybe Andrew Garfield is going to come back for Secret Wars.
Yeah,
and it's like there's no emotional impact for them coming back if just the next Spider-Man movie is, hey, Andrew and Tobey are back, and also diminishes Tom Holland's version of the character. It's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like
the only way we can make this movie is if we bring in the other Spider-Man, which obviously people love, and part of the reason that Spider-Man No Way Home made so much money, but also like Tom Holland's Spider-Man needs to stand on his own 2 feet, and he has for all those movies, really. Like that was very much Tom Holland's Spider-Man story in No Way Home, but just to undermine him in his 4th film where we just like reset him, it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't make sense. And it's also a thing to where, you know, like you have the fans who switch up on like No Way Home. They're like saying, yeah, it's all fan service. This would really be fan service if you just brought them back for the 4th film. Like, and that's something that we just don't need. Sony, like I said, they always learn the wrong lessons.
Exactly. Like I said, give them give Tobey and Andrew their final solo films, and let Tom's be more grounded to continue on with this second trilogy. So everyone wins. There's a conclusion to these characters, and we're still getting more development in the story of Tom Holland Spider-Man, who like you said just got reset into like a solo hero. God fucking damn it! I'm sorry.
They're so dumb. Now, here's what I will say. I kind of doubt Sony's going to get their way. Specifically, well, I mean, there's definitely a world where that does happen, and I'll explain. But like, Sony clearly loved Tom Holland. He clearly has a good relationship with them. He's part of the reason Spider-Man even stayed within the MCU in the first place, back when, you know, there was the scare that Sony was going to take him out of the MCU. Tom Holland clearly loves to be in this universe and wants to, you know, play in that playground. He also clearly, it's because the report says Feige and Tom Holland want the grounded version. Basically, what I'm saying is Tom Holland knows what the fuck they should do, and Sony's like, no. But like, I think Tom Holland is smart enough and also is secure enough in his career to, if like Sony was like, no, we're gonna do the big stuff or we're not gonna do it at all, then Tom Holland is just gonna be like, all right, then I'm not gonna be in the movie then. So in that world, I feel like Sony could still make that sort of movie, and they'll just recast. I hope that doesn't happen, but Tom Holland and Feige, the fact that they're both, you know, in it together seemingly, and Sony seems to like Tom Holland, I think they're probably going to go the Daredevil route. And it also seems like the stuff with Daredevil and Kingpin, that's already in the process of being written, whereas Sony just seems to be like, hey, can we do this? Yeah, and they're just like, no. I mean, so yeah, it also just seems like the Spider-Man Daredevil team up, that's just the writing's on the wall that's what they've been setting up, or that's what they are going to set up, especially in Born Again. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Sony's just such a delusional studio, and and people are like, man, Marvel or Disney just buy back the rights to Spider-Man. Sony's never going to let that go. He's too much of a moneymaker for them. it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But man, I don't understand Sony's decision making ever. Like, am I excited for Madam Web? Yeah, but I'm excited in like I'm very curious to see how this is going to turn out sort of way, not because I actually think it's going to be like a great movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking Sony. Also just goes to show how Tom Holland clearly understands the character and knows what, will actually not only make a good movie, but also what the fans probably want. Anyway, but that's it for the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is unpopular opinions. All right. So, Torin.
What's up?
Explain to me why you think Infinity War is the worst movie in the MCU.
I don't think that at all.
Oh, but that's what that would be an unpopular opinion, and it's your opinion. So, I mean, explain.
It's not my opinion.
Then what is?
Oh, you want me to? Is this a way for me to start first? Okay. My first unpopular opinion is making a page for your baby or your dog, and then making captions of them speaking while you refer to yourself in third person is weird. like for example, let's say
that's so specific.
No, dude,
I know exactly what you mean.
It's been on my mind, like, for real, like, because I don't know, like, I don't know. I think that's just like, that's very, very like weird. Like, imagine, like you make a page for your dog, and then you're like, yeah, like mommy and daddy brought me out to the park to play with like my friends. Like, that's so fucking weird. Just say like, I brought my dog to play with other dogs, like at the park.
Or be like let's say the dog's name is Fluffy. Fluffy went to the park today, or something like that.
Yeah, like we know who you are. Like, we know, like you don't gotta do that. That's strange. And
I like, it's fine to make like a page for your dog.
Yeah, of
pet,
course.
Whoever.
It's fine to make a page for your dog, because like that's like a common thing. And like, yeah, it's also becoming more common to make baby pages and stuff. But don't be making captions like, because they can't speak. Little motherfucker don't know what's going on. Like, don't do that. That's weird. I'm sorry.
Bro hates fun. But also it is annoying. You're absolutely right.
I'm just like, no, dude, like just say straight up, like, just like, saying on business that, yeah, I made a page for my dog. This is what we did for the dog. Don't make it seem like they're speaking to other people, because that's not, I don't know, it's so weird.
I speak for my dog, but I don't put it online.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. Scary place.
I absolutely agree. What of mine is, now this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm scared to say, but I do stand by it. The Arkham games have aged poorly, and the Spider-Man games are far superior. Now, let me explain. Story-wise, the Arkham games are brilliant. I'm not going to say that aspect of the games have aged poorly. The stories for those are still great, but the gameplay in, like, specifically Asylum and City, Night, I think there's aspects of it that have aged poorly, but it's mostly like the flying around. It just feels very slow. Yeah, like it should. I feel like it should be faster and cooler, but I mostly just end up using the Batmobile because it's faster, or at least it feels that way. But anyway, I think the games have aged poorly. Again, story-wise, it's great, but the gameplay just feels sort of stiff to me now. It's just, the traversal in City just feels really wonky, and like the map design just feels like it wasn't made for that.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, for me, I think I'm not a fan of City. Like, the game looks really weird. I don't know. There's a lot to do in that game that I feel like I just can't get it done. When it comes to Asylum, though, I'm a big Asylum fan. I think that's like definitely one of their best for sure. It is dated for sure, but like it's something to where like I can appreciate what it gave us at the time.
Sure. Like at the time, the games, I mean, they're still fantastic games. I don't want to be clear. Most of where this is coming from is Batman Arkham fanboys being like, man, Arkham Asylum alone clears the Spider-Man games, or like some shit like that, or like the Arkham games are so much better than the Spider-Man. No, they're not. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, would the Spider-Man games exist, or would the Spider-Man game be as good or exist without the Arkham games? Probably not, because obviously it uses a very similar combat archetype, but it's building off of Arkham and improving on it, in my opinion. It's like obviously very different characters, but the traversal is way better, and I feel like you can do a much better traversal system for Batman, and it's not like stylistically it looks very cool, but it's so slow. And I'm sure that's like a technology limitation. I feel like if they like remastered all of them, but mostly Arkham Knight, I feel like being able to fly around the city a lot quicker and easier might make that game feel way more fluid than it does right now. And it's just, I think people are a bit blinded by nostalgia that the games are perfect when I really don't think they are. It's just they're finally starting to show their age, basically, especially when we're getting newer games like Spider-Man, which in my opinion are just better. I'd much rather play the Spider-Man games than any of the Arkham games, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand. I just think people are blinded by nostalgia when they say that the Arkham games are better than the Spider-Man games. And I'm not saying, again, if you think the story's better, completely fair, because again, the story in all of those games, which is the one with the weird mutant Joker, is that Asylum or is that City?
Yeah, the gigantic like Titan Joker.
Yeah,
that's Asylum.
I don't like that. It was weird.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
that's the only thing that's like weird about this game. That game.
Yeah, outside of that, incredible. But yeah, that's basically it. I just feel like the Arkham fans are gonna kill me.
Man, it's all good. My second one is that having to respect people because they're your family is absurd.
Say it again.
Like, hold on. Yeah, like basically, if like your family disrespects you, and you can't say anything back because they're family, is absurd.
Oh,
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times where like I've just said a critique about somebody, like, or I've just said something like about them, and they're like, "Don't talk about that. Like, don't talk to them like that. They're your mother or whatever." I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't mean they're not. I mean, they shouldn't be absolved of criticism because I said something about them, or like I have to get my feelings out some sort of way, but I can't do that because they're my mom, they're my cousin, or my sister or brother. Like, no, that's stupid.
Sometimes it'd be on some bullshit, and you gotta let them know.
And then also it comes down to like the second part of that is like, you know, the whole respect your elders type of thing. I'm not gonna respect you if you're disrespecting me, dude. Like, no, that's not how that works. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're smarter than me or you're better than me in some sort of way. Like, no.
Or you have any authority over the other person.
Like, no, this is not it.
Yeah. It's like they fuck you over and it's like you're gonna cut them out of your life, and someone's like, but they're family.
Yeah, I know. And dude, yeah, exactly. Like there's I don't know, there, you know, I'm always on TikTok, you know, that horribly yet funny app, and I've seen people be like, yeah, you know, I just had to cut my mom out of my life, you know, she's just a whole person. And there's always that one comment is like, but like, you shouldn't have done that because, you know, that's your mother, and like they always know what's best for you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, please go fuck yourself. What a dog shit like attitude to have.
Like, dude, like I don't give a fuck. And it's also like, you know, your mom like did all these things for you. I'm like, yeah, the fucking bare minimum that you have to do to be a parent. Like, no one fucking asked to be here.
Exactly. Like if they weren't prepared for that, they shouldn't have fucking had kids.
Exactly.
Speaking of my parents right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, damn.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, well, I'm really just like, dude, like, sorry that I'm here and like living, but like, why should I like be punished for it? Like, the fuck? Shit's absolutely fucking like insane. Horrible ass mindset.
There should be like a test people have to take before they start trying.
No, like, for real, no, I feel like,
or have some like background checks to, I don't know, man, something.
No, dude, like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I also believe that before people start having children or when they're pregnant, like, both parents should sign like evaluation tests to make sure that they're fit to have children, like, financially and mentally, for real.
I can't imagine being just a shit parent. If I'm ever a shit parent, it's going to be because, like, I don't know, like I'm accidentally like not there.
Yeah, if I'm a shit parent, it's because I'm pranking my kids all the time, not because I'm freaking verbally abusing them or like emotionally too.
If I'm a bad parent, it's because I ditched them, like, not because I would have to go get milk and I just never came back.
Yeah,
but you know, that's not.
Other than that, it's just like, I don't know, man. I can't stand that shit. It's just like, shit's crazy.
Shit is weird. My next one is something you alluded to earlier. It is so weird, in my opinion, to switch up on something so quickly.
Oh yeah.
I just look, and I'm not, to be clear, to clarify, I'm not saying you shouldn't change your opinion on something. It's completely fine to change your opinion on something over time. Like, I do it all the time. But to go from being like, oh, I love this thing, to just 180ing within like a month and being like, actually, this thing fucking sucks. This thing's trash. It's so weird to me.
It's like, it is like one of the biggest forms of like hypocrisy ever. Because it's just like how are you hating on this so hard? We're like never a fan of it anyways.
Exactly. And it's like there's some things, like, for example, you gave The Flash an eye and a half.
Yeah, and I'm like, I am kind of shitting on it. Yeah,
but then and like within a month when it actually came out, you're like, oh, this sucks actually. But it's not like, oh, it's mostly a lot of people are like, oh, there was a honeymoon phase and it was good, but now it's trash, and if you think it's good, you're stupid. But like when you said it was trash, it's not like, you could still find good within it. Like, it still has its merits, or like for me, Joker, when that came out, I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. And then literally just hours after I watched it, I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't that good. But like, I understand why people like it and why it's so acclaimed by fans. I don't personally understand that. Did I switch up on it? Yeah, but I'm not also like, this thing fucking sucks because it's like objectively bad and there was a honeymoon phase, XYZ. It's like Spider-Man 2, it comes out, incredible game, everyone loves it. Within a month, people are like, this game fucking sucks. The first one's better. The story's so short. It's a good amount. Like, it's a completely normal amount of story. And a lot of the times, a lot of the complaints when people switch off on it don't even make any sense, or they're baseless and stupid. Like, it's one thing to actually have, valid criticisms, but it's another thing to just shit on something just to shit on it. And a lot of this does stem from stuff you see online, the switching up on stuff specifically, just because it's usually within a month or two that, like, I guess sort of that honeymoon phase does wear off, and it just becomes popular to just shit on something that people liked. Just generally, yeah. So like No Way Home, obviously insane time, everyone loved it, and then within a month or two it was like, this movie fucking sucks. Actually, the movie's not that good. The story was ass, and Toby and Andrew actually carried the movie. It's like, okay, man. You weren't saying that 2 months ago. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's almost like you weren't on, Fandango, like, stalking to buy tickets.
It's like, it's one thing to change your opinion on something, and it's another thing to just be super fucking annoying about it.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like, a couple of days ago, Oh yeah, it was like Daredevil. It was like the news about Daredevil. How like whatever. I think it was like the news that like yeah like it was something about it. But like some guy was like, "You're 12 if you think that the MCU is still going on." Like like Marvel's dead. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, like you're gonna be on Disney Plus day one. Like what are you talking about? Like you're still tuned into the MCU. Like
yeah,
stop
it's weird.
that.
Also, just let people enjoy things. I don't know.
Exactly.
Is that an unpopular opinion? Just to, maybe let people enjoy things. It's fine to not like something, but I shit on others that do like it just because you don't. It's fucking weird. It's so weird. Chronically online behavior.
Seriously. Let's see. My next one is having. I mean, this shouldn't be unpopular. It's probably not an unpopular opinion, but yeah, having any sort of parasocial relationships with like anybody, like any celebrities, influencers, I think it's like also kind of weird when, like, for example, of course, like the biggest ones like Taylor Swift fans, and also this might be the end of our podcast, but Nicki Minaj fans too.
Ugh.
Especially
or, women that thirst over Pedro Pascal,
yeah,
or Optimus Prime.
but like seriously, like the biggest, of course, what's happening right now with like the whole Nicki and Megan situation or whatever. Like someone who spoke about like Nicki Minaj and like just basically bringing the light of like what she's done, like that like a person got like doxxed and like got sent death threats because of like what they said about Nicki. I'm just like, why do y'all let a bad person at that determine how y'all act? And then like also like when it comes to like even like just like streamers and like other influencers and like even like sex workers and stuff, like they will like feel the needs like to be in people's like lives, and they feel like they have like an obligation to like talk to them. I'm like, bro, like they don't know you. Like this is like clinically ill behavior. And one of them was like talking about like a streamer or whatever. They're like, man, I hate this guy, but like I mean this is cool though. And I'm just like, why are you letting a streamer dictate like I mean, you never met this person before, like why are you saying that you hate them? Like especially when it's something that goes on in their personal life that was like so minimal to the internet.
Oh, or like because the whole Israel-Palestine thing is going on. We're not going to get into that, but people were like just absolutely berating Selena Gomez because she wasn't talking about it.
Yeah.
So
they were like
weird.
berating like celebrities who like weren't speaking about it. And it's one thing to like go into like it's one thing to be up in someone's comment section if they if they were supporting the wrong side or whatever, but because they're not saying anything, I mean like I would rather have someone say nothing than like they say like the wrong thing. And of course like that's just how it is, because some people say absolutely horrible stuff and then it's like, wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes like what if that person just isn't educated on the situation? And They just have no room. They shouldn't, because they just don't understand the situation. And like you said about like there's people, there's artists and actors that I do love and admire or look up to, but I also don't like necessarily agree with everything they say, or I certainly don't assume that I would. Logic was talking where he has a podcast and he was talking to Bobby Lee, and they were talking about some stuff where I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. like pretty much entirely. I was just like, no, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Or like our friends, they're huge Taylor Swift fans and we give them shit about it, but like they also, it's like sometimes we'll joke about something and they're like, oh yeah, that's true. Like Taylor Swift's, she's not very green. She uses her like private planes and shit all the time, despite all that shit. Or like Ariana Grande will make fun because she's trying to be a million different races in one, and at least they acknowledge how they're not all good. Not everything they say or do goes necessarily.
Yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, my next one is I don't know if this is actually an unpopular opinion or not, but considering it's still on the air and it still draws in crazy numbers, I'm going to assume that it is. America's Got Talent is one of the worst shows I've ever seen. It's so bad. I hate it so much. And there was a stint of time there where I really enjoyed it, but then you watch it enough and you realize that just it fucking sucks. I think everyone knows that most of the contestants, if they get anywhere near the final however many people, they have a bunch of fucking sad sob stories. Boo fucking who, your mom died or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's about your talent. That's what the show is. I don't give a shit what your situation is. If you're talented, that's the reason you should be there. And the amount of times that someone truly talented is just thrown away because I don't even know, because like someone's like a kid and they're like, oh, they're so talented for how young they are. It is so fucking infuriating. Like there's been a couple times where like genuinely great like comedians or something like that, and obviously, and if anyone knows anything about comedy, it's extremely difficult to write. Timing is everything. It is extremely precise. It like that's why I fucking comedians are some of the most talented people in show business, and that's also why a lot of comedians or comedic actors tend to fucking excel in dramatic roles, because dramatic stuff is generally very easy compared to comedic stuff, which again, timing is everything, is not an easy thing to do. So when you have these comedians who are writing incredible material that are out in like America's Got Talent, or even like fantastic singers, and they fucking lose to some little girl and her fucking ventriloquist doll, like I lose my mind. I'm like, there's no way. Not only are they just not that great, but also it's or like magicians. It like how many I can't tell you how many times I've seen magicians on America's Got Talent, and it's the same tricks all the time, or they like try to do some like death-defying stunt. And if you know anything about magic, it's not fucking real. And it's just like, I love magic, and maybe that's why it annoys me so much, but it's like, I've seen this trick a million times, and every time the judges are like, whoa, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And like every time there's a good contestant, they're like, or like a good singer or something, they're like, this is one of the best singers we've ever had on America's Got Talent. They say it every time, no matter how, even if last year there was someone better, they're like, this is the best performance we've ever seen on this show. It's just regurgitating the same shit over and over again. And like the wrong people win and the right people always lose. And it's just like, I can't tell if like the judges are idiots or the people are like the people who are like texting in to vote or whatever. I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't know. I don't watch this fucking show, but it's just it's so bad. It's atrocious. It's infuriating. I cannot watch it. And a lot of the times the stuff isn't even that good. Like a lot of the times there's a singer and they may be very talented and great, but then they're like singing or whatever, and some of the judges are getting emotional. I'm like, get a fucking grip, Jesus Christ! And they hit the golden buzzer, and it's like, oh my god! I'm like, it really, like, they're good, but they're not that. The whole point of the show is that they get like $1 million, I think, and they also get their own show in Vegas. Again, I don't know if they do that anymore. I haven't watched in years, but at least that's what it was. It's like, oh, you get a show in Vegas, and the little girl with the ventriloquist doll wins. Who the fuck is gonna go to see a little girl do a ventriloquist show in Vegas? No one. Like Jeff Dunham could probably pull that off, but some fucking 12-year-old, it's not gonna fucking happen. It pisses me off, and they're always like, oh, this is amazing, and it's like that the comedian should win because they could actually do something. I'm rambling, but good god, America's Got Talent fucking sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah, we're getting fucking canceled. This is it. This is it. That's the last straw. I got nothing to say about that. Well, we now know that you hate 12-year-old ventriloquists, so
they suck.
God damn, that's crazy. My next one is this is coming from the games that I have tried to play. Yeah, some of the Bethesda games that I try to play, they're boring. Like, I've tried. I'm not that big on Fallout. I'm definitely not that big on Skyrim. I think the memes are funny. I think I've played like Wolfenstein one time, but other than that, like I'm not that big of a fan of Bethesda games.
Well, Wolfenstein is technically isn't Bethesda. The studio that's like Bethesda to Wolfenstein is like what Activision is to Call of Duty.
Oh, so it's like a distributing company.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Fallout and stuff like that is Bethesda.
Yeah. So like, yeah, Fallout and like Skyrim, I've played them and I haven't gotten very far. Like, I think like Fallout 3, I think I've gotten like probably like to the second mission or something like that. Skyrim, I don't know. I just remember I was in a cave and that was at the very beginning of the game. Other than that, I haven't found really much enjoyment out of those games.
Yeah, I understand. Like Fallout for me, first of all, I should say the first Bethesda game I've actually played in its completion is Starfield. And I really enjoyed it, to be honest. Technically, that's my first Bethesda game. I have tried Skyrim. There was spiders, deleted it. I've tried Fallout, and I fucking love the art direction for Fallout. That whole like 50s futurism, but apocalyptic. Oh, so good. Oh, and the music, incredible. But the gameplay, could not give a shit. Don't care at all. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. So that's honestly, that's part of the reason why I'm actually really excited for the Fallout show, because I love the vibe. But yeah, the game, yeah, I agree. It's kind of boring. But Starfield, I really enjoyed, and I actually re-downloaded Skyrim and downloaded a mod that takes away all the spiders to see if I maybe now that I've gotten my Bethesda bearings with like Starfield, maybe I can go into Skyrim and enjoy myself somewhat. But I don't know yet. But yeah, I absolutely understand. Yeah, the Bethesda games are very popular, but I don't really understand the hype.
Yeah.
Which is ironic too, considering the one Bethesda game I actually enjoyed is one of the Bethesda games that a lot of people don't like.
For sure.
Here's one. This one might be a little bit niche, although it's more popular now than it is ever. But season 1 of Community is worse than season 4, and 5 and 6 are still great television. Now, for those who are unaware, Community, a sitcom, NBC sitcom that started airing in the year of our Lord 2009, starring Joel McHale, Gillian Jacobs, Allison Brie, Danny Pudi, Yvette Nicole Brown, Chevy Chase, Donald Glover, etc. It's a fantastic show, one of my favorite shows of all time. Torrin's seen it. He thinks it's great.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, just making sure. But
bro, how could I not think that when I binged it in a week?
I don't know, man. But the creator of the show, Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty, it created Community, and for reasons that I won't necessarily get into, he was fired after the show's 3rd season. So in the 4th season of the show, it was running without him, and to a lot of Community fans, that's the worst season of the show. Now, I understand why a lot of the fans or think that, because there are some episodes where a big problem with season 4 is that the characters feel like I guess parodies of themselves. They fall into their archetypes more than fleshed out characters. So I understand that on some level, but season 4, I think, because they had gone through 3 seasons, to me it still feels more like Community than season 1 does. Season 1, because it's the first season, it's establishing characters and it's establishing the world. Also because of how weird the show is, season 1 is very tame, and it's like Dan Harmon and all the writers and stuff were like, let's just make a pretty relatively standard season of television before we get absolutely insane. So the studio isn't like, what the fuck is this? Because season 1 honestly just sort of feels like, not necessarily, it's standard-ish, because it still does get weird. A standard-ish sitcom, and season 4 is still very creative, and I still think it's really great. There's a few episodes that are just like but it's mostly good in my opinion. And as far as seasons 5 and 6 goes, a lot of people are like, oh, the show fell off hard after Donald Glover left. And is there a shift in tone? And is there certainly like a hole missing in the show? Yes, I'm not going to deny that. But a lot of the additions are still really good. Keith David is fantastic in the show. The character of Frankie is fucking so funny. But yeah, season 5 and 6 are super underrated for that reason, and I think people don't give them enough credit. But yeah, season 4 is it's really not that bad. Is it the worst season? Maybe. I guess I would probably say season 1's the worst season. And when I say worst, I don't mean it's bad. It's just not as good as the rest of the seasons. But even if season 4 is the worst, it's still better than a lot of other shows out there. And I just feel like because Community is such high highs, and it is such it's so up there as far as sitcoms go, the fact that if you think season 4 isn't that great, it's just because in comparison to how good Community generally is, season 4 may feel like a letdown. But again, compared to other shows, it's still top tier.
Yeah, I most definitely agree with that for sure. I would know because, I binged it in a week.
Binged it in 2 days.
Actually, no, it wasn't a week. Yeah, but it wasn't 2 days. It was probably like
4 or 5.
Like 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Absolute madman.
Bro. I mean, once a show clicks, it clicks. Like, that's just what happens.
I understand. But that's what happened to me with, Community, but also with Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, it's like it's getting there.
It is getting it. How far are you into it?
I think I'm on season 2, episode 9.
All right, that's not bad.
Because remember, like we watched episode 7 and 8 at my house.
Yeah.
So I'm already on episode 9, pretty much.
All right. Yeah, I think it like the opposite. It like finds its footing in season 2, but then it really finds its footing towards the end of season 2. And then season 3's peak.
We'll see. I mean, I will get there for sure. Yeah. My next one is frosting / icing is terrible.
Oh man,
it's part of the reason why I don't like most desserts. That's why I don't really like cake, because
I don't love cake either.
It's not good. Like sometimes, like because it's frosting for me I'm a texture person. And there's just a lot of things you have to do to make things right. Sometimes people make icing that's way too sweet or it's way too dense, and it just throws everything off for me.
Very true. But sometimes when the icing hits,
then again, it's like it's very rare when it does hit. So that's why I just don't really like it that much.
Sure.
And like cinnamon rolls doesn't need any icing or frosting on it. It doesn't need that.
Whoa!
It doesn't need that, dude.
Whoa!
I'm comfortable eating cinnamon bread. I'm comfortable with that.
I mean, so am I. But like the icing, that's what makes a cinnamon roll, man.
No.
So if you go to Cinnabon, do you ask for no icing?
I don't go to Cinnabon.
Okay, but if you did,
I will ask for no icing.
You're insane. You had me there. You had me. I was with you, and you lost me.
There's only one cinnamon roll place that I actually liked the icing, and that was Cinnaholic. They did a light icing, but it was also the type of cinnamon roll that I got because it had fruit on it. So with the fruit and the juices of the fruit, it kind of like in a sense like meshed with the icing to create some like this like light glaze, and that was perfect. But some cinnamon roll places, they go way too heavy on the icing, and it's just I don't finish it. It throws me off. I don't like it. It's gross.
It's like I was with you with the cake stuff because I'm not a huge fan of cake, and yes, and they definitely overdo it with the icing sometimes. But sometimes I need the icing because the cake is dry. That's besides the point. But
then also like when it comes to cake, like I would much rather have like an ice cream cake with little frosting.
Well, that's why my favorite cake is tres leches.
That works. That works too. And then also, how you feel about cupcakes? Cupcakes, no icing. It has to be like a plain like muffin.
Yeah, well, I love muffins.
Yeah,
see, because
too.
like, yeah, I get it with like the cakey stuff. I absolutely understand. But ice for a cinnamon roll, bro, drown that shit in icing.
No, dude.
That's like this is like you like when you say like the shit at Dutch Bros. They put too much caramel.
Yes,
They should put more caramel.
No, dude. I'm just dude. That it doesn't taste right.
Yes, it does. It's delicious.
No, because also then again too like also they put too much caramel to the point where like it's all at the bottom, and then like I'm sipping like
caramel.
I'm sipping my drink with like a ball of caramel. That it's gross.
It's delicious.
No,
it's so
good. Also, I'm gonna add on to this. Not a fan of chocolate either.
I'm not huge on chocolate either. I prefer white chocolate, which I know is not real chocolate.
I don't like chocolate. I don't really like chocolate anything. Chocolate cake is gross. Yeah, chocolate ice cream is gross. Yeah. Chocolate milk is pretty bad.
I disagree. I love chocolate milk. It's the only chocolate thing I like.
Not a fan of it, man.
I only like chocolate when it's paired with a good peanut butter.
I mean, like Reese's is cool. And then like I like Twix and Kit Kats, but that's about it when it comes to chocolate. I
love a good Twix.
But also like then again, like I'm also a fan of like, like mint, like the New York peppermint patties.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I think like I like chocolate, but I like it in small doses. Like I love a Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah, that's cool. Like like I'll have like a chocolate chip or two.
Yeah, like that's good. But like a whole ass chocolate bar, I'm good, bro.
Yeah,
actually, I don't even love Kit Kats that much anymore. I used to like Kit Kats, but now I'm like, eh.
Well, like I mean, they're good, and like also like Thin Mints. Thin Mints are pretty good too.
Oh, I love Thin Mints.
And then like, Crunch. I like Crunch bars.
Well, that's why like I want to try like European chocolate, since apparently it's the best thing in the world, and American chocolate fucking sucks. So I'm like, maybe I'll like that. I don't know.
Who knows, man?
But yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, here's a random one. I don't like the Dutch Bros shit where they just try to ask you about your day. Just give me my coffee.
Oh yeah.
I get it. Like good, employee, customer, fucking, I don't know. What do you call that?
Customer service.
Yeah, sure. Like good customer service and just like being nice to the customer. But man, I know that you don't care.
And like I've seen that video. It was like, oh yeah, how a Dutch Bros person is, and it's like, yeah, like how's your day going? And then like he like leans into the car.
Yeah. It's just like, especially like if they're like, oh, how's your day going? You got any plans today? And then if I say no, and it's just like, oh. It's I don't know. It feels weird and it's awkward.
Yeah,
or like
it feels very invasive.
I just like why the fuck? Not only do you not care, it's none of your business.
It's also a thing too where it's like, because like they're being so invasive and overly nice. It's super awkward because like of course like as humans, like when someone's a little too nice, it's like very suspicious. And it's like the only way I can really compare it to like Chick-fil-A, they're nice, but it's not overly nice. They just tell you like my pleasure and like have a good day.
You know what? I've never heard a Chick-fil-A employee say my pleasure.
Really? I hear it all the time.
I've never once heard that.
I want to see if that myth is true, where like if you say my pleasure, they give you like a free meal. But like if you say it before them, you get a free meal. I think it's like a myth.
There's no way that's true.
I don't know. People have been saying it for like a long time, but like, yeah, I always hear people say like my pleasure because like, actually that happened to me recently. I went to the mall with like my friend and her mom, and then we went to Chick-fil-A afterwards. And then like I asked for a refill on sweet tea. I said thank you, and they said my pleasure. So
it's never happened to me.
That's crazy.
Maybe it's because I don't say thank you.
That's wild.
I think I do say thank you. So I don't know.
Yeah. You just say thank you and just drive off because you're trying to eat.
Yeah, and I feel so bad. Look, just to be blunt, I don't tip at Dutch Bros specifically. I don't. But like, just pay your workers. Like I know you don't, like, it's not like if you go to a restaurant, if you don't tip, you're a dick. But if like at coffee places, it's like you don't have to tip, but maybe you should. I don't tip, and it not only is it because it's like a principal thing, but also I ain't got that kind of cash. Like I got the money for this thing, and I'm not paying any extra, right? I don't know. It's like I feel bad because they flip the thing over and they're like, all right, it's going to ask you the question or whatever, and they always say you don't have to, don't be pressured into, don't feel like you have to. And so I'm like, fine by me, no tip. But I feel like I'm probably imagining it, but I feel like they turn it around and look at it that I put no tip and they go, this motherfucker. Like that. I feel like that's always the energy I get, but I don't know if I'm probably imagining that. I don't know.
Yeah.
On that tangent, can't believe you don't like icing on a cinnamon roll specifically.
I don't like that.
What about a toaster strudel?
Very little.
Jesus.
But then again, it's also like, I guess that's like fine a little bit because, you know, you have the pastry and like the filling that's like kind of cutting through that.
Sure.
So I guess that's fine. But I think it's atrocious on Pop-Tarts. Atrocious. Like, I don't like it.
I like it on Pop-Tarts.
I've always been
depends on the flavor.
I've always been a toaster strudel fan rather than a Pop-Tart fan because
I've never had a toaster strudel to this day.
That's crazy. I have to. Well, you've had mine, but yeah, you haven't had like the the branded ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, like with that, like with toaster strudels, I mean, it's fine because I can control how much icing I can put on that. But even then, it's so like very thin. I don't put like too much on it because then I'm just like wincing in the car or something like that.
Bro's flinching because of some icing.
Yeah, I know. I'm like literally just like twitching. That's not fun. So like, wait, is it your turn?
Oh yeah, it's my turn because yours was the icing thing, and then we got off topic. Yeah. Okay. So this is there. Okay, a part of this is unpopular, but most of it is technically pop. Whatever. The only good Transformers movie is Bumblebee. Oof. Now, I don't think it's unpopular to say that most of the Transformers movies are garbage. I think most people would probably agree, but specifically, I would also say that the first one sucks. And I think most people do love the first one, including you. Here's my thing, right? I used to say, oh, all the Transformers movies suck except Bumblebee in the first one. But no, the first one sucks. Like, it's fine. It's the best one out of the Bay movies.
I don't know about that one.
It is.
No, I don't know about that.
Dude, you're telling me there's a better Bay Transformers movie than the first one?
Yes, Revenge of the Fallen. I love Revenge of the Fallen so much.
Say psych right now.
Shut up. I love it.
You disgust me.
I love it.
The first one is it's not good.
And even like fucking Transformers Pink Floyd, you know. Yeah, it's called Dark Side of the Moon or something like that. I like that one too.
Jesus.
That one's good. We went with Sentinel Prime and stuff.
Sentinel trash.
Darker the Moon. I said Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. But yeah, I like that one too. But I can understand why people would think that, yeah, like the fourth and fifth ones are pretty bad because they are a bit convoluted
and just bad. But yeah, the first one's bad. There's a couple funny moments, like what's his name?
Shia LaBeouf?
No. The guy from Blackish.
Tyrese? Lennox?
The dude, and he's like
Josh Duhamel's character?
He's like, shut up, grandma.
Oh, Anthony Anderson?
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, that's funny. Other dude, car dealer, chip dude, that bit's funny. Outside of that,
John Turturro's character, right?
No.
Oh, Bernie Mac.
Yeah, Bernie Mac. Outside of that, shit movie.
Damn.
I mean, there's some cool action sequences. Oh, you know what's good about the first one and maybe even the second one is that you actually see a lot of the Transformers actually transform. A lot of the later ones, they just transform off screen.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking lame.
I know.
But yeah, the like it's like it has good moments, but ultimately not a great movie. Whereas Bumblebee, incredible, fantastic film. Has heart.
I think I know why.
Has humor. Has good action. Has Haley Steinfeld. Has John Cena, etc.
Yeah,
it has incredible Transformers designs.
That too.
Like, it just.
I'm so upset that they changed like the look of Optimus. I think Optimus could have stayed the same in Rise of the Beast.
Oh yeah, well, all of them really.
Yeah, all of them for sure. But Optimus had like the best design.
It was so good. Bumblebee.
It's so amazing.
The whole Cybertron sequence was fucking phenomenal.
Cybertron shit was amazing, dude.
Why?
We needed to get. We should have gotten a movie with that.
Yeah, just
I don't care if it took like 7 years. Give me that, bro. Give me the Cybertron stuff, and then we can have Bumblebee.
Bumblebee's also the only one where the human characters are fun and interesting.
Yeah. But other than that, like, yeah, I mean, I can understand, but I still like. I mean, I'm just a Transformers guy. That's like a guilty pleasure thing.
So am I, but that's the problem.
That's fair. That's fair to say. So is it my turn, right?
Yeah.
Here's a big one. Don't know if it's unpopular, but if it, I don't know, if it might not be unpopular. I don't know. Yeah, let people enjoy movies even when they're not considered cinema. Like I'm just like, you know, tired of like. It's always like you know,
it's very like 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2020 so far is the defining decade of film, not critique, film, not film buffs, film
like pretentious film bros.
Yeah,
like sorry that I enjoy a movie that's like, you know, like considered like critically bad, and sorry that I'm not enjoying, you know, these 3-hour black and white detective like thriller movies. And don't get me wrong, I'm a person who wants to be a filmmaker, and I've watched a lot of movies, and I'm still working on that. But sometimes I just like to, you know, wind down. I like to turn my brain off. I like to watch, like, you know, just stupid movies. Like, Grown Ups may not be like the best, but it's a damn good film to me. It's like, it's funny. It's a feel good movie. And like, you know, of course, you know, people like, they watch films and they see things differently. And of course, you know, that's the beauty of it. But like, you know, I'm not a person to where I'm not a critic, right? I'm not a critic. I don't want to be. I am a person who, like, you know, I can enjoy the good of things, and I can also critique the bad of things. But ultimately, you know, like, it's fine if like people just, you know, they don't watch like, you know, The Godfather, or like, you know, they don't watch all of Jake Gyllenhaal's like filmography or Tarantino's filmography, you know? Like, it's okay if like someone wants to go watch Trolls.
Well,
or like
well, I don't know about that.
I mean, it's okay if like someone wants to watch something that's like not considered, you know, a critically acclaimed film.
I'm sorry that I had fun watching the Marvels. I'm sorry I had a really fun time.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm watching Carnival World movies and CGI fuckfests. I'm sorry that I'm not watching a $500 budget indie short film made in someone's basement.
I'm sorry I'm not watching Saltburn, because it really seems unappealing to me.
I think, dude, that movie's so good. Like, the cinematographer, like, he's gonna need back surgery for the way he fucking carried this film. It's insane. But anyways, yeah, that's just my thing. You know, like I said, I'm when someone says,
I'm sorry that I'd rather watch Wonka than Killers of the Flower Moon.
That's crazy.
It's fucking 4 hours. I'm not watching that shit.
Is it really 4 hours?
6, 12. It's like 3 hours and 3.5 hours or something like that. Still ridiculous.
Let me see. Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, 3 hours and 26 minutes. Holy shit. Oh, it's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
With a subscription.
It's an Apple original that had a limited theatrical release. Yeah.
Well, I can see it at the Quarry. But yeah. Of course, so whenever someone says watch more movies, like I could just give them my letterbox, look at my diary. I've seen more films than 304, but 304 films on my letterbox, but for sure.
I have 555.
Yeah, you've been using letterbox longer than I have.
I don't think that's true. I think I've just logged more movies.
That's true too. Like I haven't logged in like the Star I haven't like logged in like the Star Wars movies. I just put them like in a list, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, right there.
I'm sorry that I don't want to watch like a super sad drama because I don't want to be sad.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
And in that vein, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say like so yeah, some people just don't want to watch like that, like certain stuff. Like some people like just are picky with like their genres, which is fine because there's lots to choose from. Yeah,
like I don't love Superbad. that's I mean, like I can acknowledge that it's clearly a good movie,
but and a classic for a reason, because it's dated for sure, or most of it's dated. But I love it because it's just like childhood right there.
But yeah, in that vein, my next one is literally, I think, like, I'm sorry that I think Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a really good movie. Like critically, it didn't do very well. It has a lower score, I think, than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is, it's fine, I guess. But like the audience score is fine and that's good. But like, man, a lot of people are lying. It's like, oh, it's so bad because, well, a lot of it's because like people think it's woke or whatever. And it's literally not remotely. But like a lot of people think it's like a ridiculous movie. And it's like Indiana Jones has always been ridiculous. Like literally, I think it is in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, or maybe it was the third one. I don't remember. But like he goes to Nuketown. Nuketown is based off of the Indiana Jones thing, but he fucking survives in Nuke because he gets in a fucking fridge. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Like a lot of Indiana Jones doesn't make sense, and part of the appeal is that it's like, oh, it's like this grounded adventure movie, but then it's like supernatural and shit. And like Dial of Destiny is no different. It feels very classic Indiana Jones. I don't know. I think it's really great. I don't have a ton to say about this one other than it's just like, I think people, I don't know what people expected from it, but I thought it was a blast.
Yeah. It's your turn.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Mine. I just did mine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was Indiana Jones.
Oh, I thought that you were adding on to mine. That's why I thought. That's my fault.
But it did transition well.
Yeah.
The transition was so smooth. You thought I didn't even take my turn.
Yeah, you're right. Also, going back to like, movies or whatever, I think we should bring back some movies to theaters that have flopped from the box office.
Oh, yeah, like good movies that deserve, like Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, exactly. Exactly like Scott Pilgrim. That movie should not have flopped at the box office. And they're already bringing back movies enough as it is. Like they're bringing back like Soul or something like that. Because I went to go see the movies last night. And they're bringing back Soul. I mean, I know like this is like technically not like a thing that it's a partnership that they're doing, but like A24 and AMC are bringing back movies.
Yeah.
From like their Valentine's Day thing, but still, it's like, hell, if they're re-releasing movies, let's bring back some movies that have flopped at the box office.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. I mean,
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Like it did fine, but definitely didn't make as much as it should have.
And like especially like even like some of the films that like didn't do well because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of course, and then this movie isn't like the absolute best, but like like Dread.
Oh,
with, like,
yes.
With Carl Urban. And then like I don't know, it was just like let's just start like releasing some films that like didn't do the best or they couldn't have done the best because of like circumstances.
Birds of Prey,
Tenet.
No.
How about Zack Snyder's Justice
League? Wait, Tenet is going back to theaters.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. My praise have been answered. Probably one of the most overhated Christopher Nolan films.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know why. It's fire.
It's because it's not good.
Shut up.
No, I'm just kidding. I like it.
But yes.
I'm trying to think of other movies that flopped but are actually good.
The Iron Giant? They constantly bring back the Iron Giant, though.
I have no idea. I don't know.
How about Shazam
Wars.
2? Just kidding.
Or the first Shazam.
First Shazam?
But it's probably tainted because of the second Shazam.
Yeah.
Or just the DCEU in general.
Yeah, man.
Black Adam.
Black Adam is crazy.
Yeah, so people can witness the hierarchy of the DC universe changing. No. But I'm going to rattle off a couple because they're similar vein. She-Hulk is a great show. It's great. It's a good show.
On about great.
Fuck you. It was a great show. It was exactly what it was setting out to be, and it did its job. It was good shit. It was good stuff. It deserves a second season. 2.
On about that.
Yes, shut up. Thor: Love and Thunder is great despite its issues. I don't think it's as good as Ragnarok, and it has a couple of issues here and there, but the hate of that for that movie is massively overblown. I think story-wise, it's better than Ragnarok. I don't think it's as funny, but it's good stuff. No, yes, Gore could have been used more, yes. But he was the screen time that he had was great.
Don't know about that.
Shut up.
Get rid of those fucking goats too.
The goats were fine. On a rewatch, they're fine.
Also fix the CGI on that little kid, bro.
They did.
No, they didn't.
They literally did. But even when I saw it opening night, I literally didn't even notice because it was fine.
I think it was funny when I saw it because I also saw all the freaking memes about it, like the fucking the pickle chin ad boy like fucking edits I saw. That was funny. But yeah, get rid of the goats. Story wise, yeah, that was cool. Love the parallel of Jane and Gore. More Gore. He's like, he was like a human. Could have been more godlike. I think like the most of the movie should have been like about Gore, bro. Should have been like at least like 3 hours of Gore, bro. More Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale.
I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell it was Christian Bale?
No, I couldn't tell that you liked him.
Oh, I like Christian Bale.
Have you seen American Psycho?
I have seen American Psycho, yes.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, I think it's good.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
You don't love it? That's fair. That's fair.
It was fine, I guess. I do the when they're trading the cards.
The cards.
Scene.
Yeah, that's so
incredible.
That's funny.
It's so
love
good.
it.
And the part where he kills Jared Leto. But outside of that, it was okay.
Bro, you know Jared Leto's 52?
Did you know Jared Leto's a shit actor?
Obviously, you haven't seen him in Suicide Squad 2016.
You right.
But honestly, I think Jared Leto's best performance is Requiem for a Dream.
No, his best performance was Blade Runner 2049.
He was in that?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. He was in Blade Runner 2036.
He's going to be in the new Tron for some reason.
Tron Ares, yes, sir. What's your next one?
I just said it.
I thought you were going to continue. That's my fault.
I said I was going to rattle off a couple, and it was She-Hulk and Thor.
Oh, like I said, I thought you were gonna continue. I'm sorry.
Bro is not paying attention.
I'm paying attention. I just don't know. I mean, because I
get your head in the game.
I cut you off, and that's my fault. I want to go back to your tipping one because that's also my next one.
Oh no.
Whenever I think about tipping, I think about that Reservoir Dogs intro with Steve Buscemi.
Yeah,
it's so funny, and it's so true. And then I'm just like, man, shit, to tip or not to tip, on some freaking Shakespeare type shit. But honestly, when it comes to tipping, I feel like you shouldn't tip on things that are lower than like $10 or like $5. I'm not tipping on a drink, like you said. I'm not tipping on a drink. I can't do that because it just doesn't make sense. But for a meal, yes, I will tip.
To be clear, we do tip.
Yes, we do
because
tip,
that's the culture that we live in. But we shouldn't have to.
Yes,
because
exactly.
Pay your fucking servers.
Yes, exactly. I said that 3 times. I don't care. But like, yeah, and like, yes, and like you said, like, some people don't got money like that. I understand. But like the lowest I'll give you is like $5, depending on how much I pay.
How much when you do tip? What percentage?
The lowest is like maybe like 18.
18%?
Yeah, that's the lowest I'll go.
Like how you said you wouldn't tip for anything under $10.
Like if it's like I mean, yeah, if it's like a drink.
I tip less the higher it goes. So I'll tip 20% if it's like $10. But if the meal is like $30, I'll tip like 15.
30, 15?
Yeah.
That's fine, actually. That's fine.
If it's like $50, I'll tip 10%.
Okay. Yeah. What was the highest you've ever tipped someone?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
For me, I think I tipped like $50.
Huh?
So, well, no, because I'm at a steakhouse. That's why.
Still?
Yeah, I was at Ruth Chris, bro. That shit's expensive.
You're the only. Were you the only one that tipped?
No.
Okay, see, that's still. I feel like collectively.
Well, because I mean, it was separate.
Still.
Like, yeah, because like, well, then again, like the meal by itself, like without any tip, was like
steakhouses piss me off.
I think there was like around 80 to like $100, because I got like a steak that was like $72, and I got like potatoes that was like 12.
Jesus Christ.
And then like I also had a couple drinks, so I was like, fuck. But then again, I had just gotten paid too, so I didn't give a fuck what happened.
See, I don't understand steakhouses anymore because that Korean barbecue.
Oh yeah, the Korean barbecue thing.
That was like what, $50 a person?
Yeah.
And that was
yeah.
The fuck is the point of a steakhouse? God damn.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Korean barbecue places are like they're super cheap.
And also, steakhouses piss me off. I don't know if it's the case for all steakhouses, but at least the steakhouses that I've been to, there's a fucking dress code.
Oh yeah,
fucking
for sure.
Off yourself.
God,
that's so. What a pretentious fucking. I am giving you money to eat. Like, obviously, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Fine. But if I'm just wearing normal ass clothes and you turn me away because I'm not in like fucking like, I don't know, business cat, fuck off. I am giving you money to eat. If I have the money, you fucking serve me. Fucking dicks. What the fuck is that?
You're not wrong.
That's just ridiculous. You kidding me? You're a fucking steakhouse. You're not a fucking 5-star Gordon Ramsay certified restaurant. Go fuck yourself. Dress code. It's fucking ridiculous. You expect the fucking president to show up? Like, what is this? Are we eating for the queen? Like,
that was it for my tipping one.
If I want to eat steak and go to a steakhouse in a fucking t-shirt and some sweatpants, I feel like I should be able to.
No, like you're all good. That's understandable.
Some dumbass bullshit, bro. Is that an unpopular opinion?
I would say so, because I think I would say it's uncommon, because like I don't hear shit about that, honestly. Because I mean, then I don't go to steakhouses. That was that time I went to Ruth Chris. That was like 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago, and I walked in. I mean, then again, I was appropriately dressed, but I don't think there's not a dress code at Ruth Chris. And then, like I said, I don't go to steakhouses. I've never heard of that rule.
I see. Imagine having a dress code at a restaurant.
Hey,
anyway.
Do you have another one?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
I have two more. Top Gun Maverick is average at best.
Because I mean, I like Top Gun Maverick more than the first one.
Sure.
Because while I do think that, I don't know, I think it's like I think for me, I like when movies that come out now like have some sort of imitation to replicate the feel of movies like from the past.
Yeah.
Like for example, like the Holdovers. Holdovers is amazing because it's shot on film and like there's a whole color thing.
Let's not spoil what'd you watch this week. Let's not spoil what we watched.
Oh well, I'm just saying. But like for that, it does they have like the old like Universal logos and stuff like that too. But yeah, with Top Gun Maverick, I enjoyed it a lot more than the other Top Gun, the first one, because they have like the text, that old like 80s text, and I felt like that feeling that they're trying to achieve with the first Top Gun, I think it worked in this film. The only time when it didn't is when there's the whole mission of Tom Cruise and Miles Teller in that like foreign area or whatever, that territory. That was the only time where I'm like, yeah, this is some Mission Impossible type shit.
That was the best part of the movie.
That was the best part of the movie for you?
Because it was some Mission Impossible shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm not saying that it's not as good as the first one. Because I agree. Yeah. I do think it's better than the first one. But the first one also wasn't that good either.
Yeah, you feel like it was like overrated.
Yeah, it's massively overrated. It's just like, it's fine. Like, it's clearly a well-made film. It doesn't help that everyone's fucking pretentious about it because it quote unquote doesn't use CG, when especially in that part where in the foreign territory, you can't tell me that does not look CG. Like, like it looks good, but it's clearly CG. It's just, and most of that movie is CG, really. But I talked about that already. But yeah, it's just, the story is just so average, just faceless enemy, and it just we gotta get the bad guys, and just like some fucking military dudes in a room. Oh, what was nice? The part with Val Kilmer, that was nice.
That was nice.
The whole romance plot, I couldn't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I also don't like Miles Teller, so that doesn't help. Glenn Powell was really good in it.
Yeah, because he successfully played a nice asshole.
Successfully played a piece of shit to the point where that's the first. Well, I say it's the first time I've seen Glenn Powell. That's not true. He was in Spy Kids, but the first time I've seen him in anything recently. And I was like, this guy fucking sucks. Like, to the point where like I'd see him on like red carpets. I'm like, fuck this guy. But he's good. I'd like to see him as like Booster Gold.
Yeah. You can say your last one too, because I have one more.
Okay. Rey Skywalker was a great character up until The Rise of Skywalker. A lot of people say that, she's like a Mary Sue in The Force Awakens. No, she's not. People are like, she gets like her power, or she like figures it out too quickly. I don't disagree necessarily, but Luke also figures some shit out pretty quickly. It's not. It's fine. The Last Jedi, I've talked to death about. I think it's fantastic, and it really bolsters not only her character but Kylo's. But then in The Rise of Skywalker, they just fucking throw it all away because she's a Palpatine and she's like uber powerful. She's all the Jedi. Fuck off. That's pretty much. I think she's a really solid, really good character up until that point. But yeah, I think I say any chance that character had, but they're making a Rey film, so hopefully they can do something in that movie that I'm pretty excited about. But as of right now, any chance they had at like making people enjoy that character more was fucking just dashed in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I still can't believe that some guy like 3 years ago made a Rey Palpatine theory video, and look what the fuck happened. That shit was crazy.
Should have just been a nobody, but whatever. Guess I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that sequel shit. I'm not getting into that. My last one is about vintage places / online shops. I have a whole like little rant about that, since I'm a person who is like into fashion, and I like dressing nicely. Number one, there's no fucking reason why a person who wears a medium or a large should be fucking buying like stuff that's like two sizes are like ahead of them. Like, it's bad enough for me as a bigger person to try to go to thrift shops or vintage places, and then all that should be sold out, and then like I'm seeing like somebody wearing like size 42 jeans with like a fucking belt on them that's like tight as like the freaking like waist. That shit's dumb as hell. And number two, pricing. There's no fucking way when I go to these damn Instagram vintage shops or whatever, There's no reason a shirt should be like $70, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I know times are tough. And I know that some of these people are like, these are like 1 to like 5 people, like 5-person teams. But there's no fucking way I'm spending like $70 on like a shirt or like $80 for a jacket. That's outrageous as fuck. Like, I can't even fucking justify spending like $30 on like, just clothes anymore or something like that, man. It's getting outrageous as fuck. Like the one, like literally the other day, I'm on this Instagram shop. I see this jacket. I'm like, man, this is a nice like, look, nice jacket. Jacket's like $500. I never bought the page so damn fast in my life, bro. I swear to God, I'm tired of seeing that shit. That shit's crazy as hell. And the thing is, too, like these aren't even just like, they don't like make their own stuff or whatever. They don't do any of that. Of course, they just get like a bunch of like vintage clothing and they put up on a site and they throw some bullshit ass tag on it. Like, I'm just like, dude, this is absolutely disgusting. It's gross. And then like not saying it's like the most ethical, but I see why places like Shein be popping. Ain't no one trying to spend like $100 on one thing.
I'm not spending for a t-shirt. I'm not spending any more than $30.
Yeah. And it also really depends on like what the shirt is. Like if it's like a Spider-Man shirt that looks really cool and it's like $25, I'll do that. Yeah. And like some pants, like the most I've ever spent on a pair of pants was like $40. But then again, it's like Dickies, and like Dickies, like, have like, work pants or whatever, and they feel nice and they have good quality. That's fine. But like, why the fuck am I gonna spend like $200 on a fucking shirt with some goddamn holes on it? Get the fuck out of here! Like, the fuck? It's just fucking absolutely like nuts, bro. And the thing is, it's not even like designer shit either. I don't even like designer shit like that. Like, I'm more of like just a casual person. Like, give me some like, I don't know, give me some like Vans, some Vans shit rather than some like Balenciagas or something like that. And like I said, it's different because, it's different when like a company or like a team is making it. And it's like, okay, like if it's something that I like and it's a decent price, cool, I'll get it. But, and of course, like I don't have to buy it, and that's completely fine. But it's like, you should make stuff that is good quality at a good price so people would buy it. Like, hell, like if it's a local business that's like making some film shit that's like not too overpriced, hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking support that shit. But like, I shouldn't have to go onto a shop and be like, oh yeah, this piece looks nice, and then have it be like $300. No, that's just not it, bro. Like, over some fucking clothes, like, get fucking real, bro. That's just crazy. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm done. Yeah, I don't have any more.
I don't disagree with any of that. Before we move on to, because that's it for me as well, before we move on to what we watched, small piece of breaking news. According to insider Daniel RPK, apparently the Punisher is going to have an even bigger role in Born Again now. Nice.
That's amazing.
Huge W.
For sure.
Anyway, what'd you watch this week? Actually, you know what? I'm going to go first.
Yeah. I was just saying,
a million things.
Yeah.
So I watched the Ted series on Peacock. Great time. Absolutely fantastic. I actually wasn't a huge fan of the Ted movies. I thought they were good, but I didn't think they were great. But also, I think I should rewatch them. I actually do plan on rewatching them. I actually don't know if I've seen the second one, but I feel like I have, or maybe I've just seen a bunch of clips. I don't know. Regardless, the Ted series was really, really good. I highly recommend it. It was very funny, funnier than I thought it would be, and also a lot more. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, vulgar is not the right word, but it touched on a lot more things than I expected it to, and did it very, very well. Would you say it's like raunchy? Yeah, but no. No, because I feel like the movies are raunchy. Yeah, the series is it's vulgar, and it touches it's more about societal issues than it is haha, this bear's having sex. But regardless, it was really good. The guy who plays the dad plays Steve on American Dad, and that really fucked me up when I found that out. Because he's a ginger dude, and he's like full on Boston dad, and it's just like, this is the guy who plays fucking that's fucking jarring. But yeah, anyway, great show, highly recommend it. I think it's like 8 episodes. It's like 8 to 10 episodes. I don't remember. Pretty quick watch. And yeah, I really hope it gets a second season. I think it will get a second season. It might have been renewed. I'm not sure. But I also found out that Seth MacFarlane actually did motion capture for it, like on set.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Awesome. Because I was wondering that the whole time. I was like, was Seth MacFarlane like there on set? Because a lot of the, because it being a comedy, the timing is very important. And I was like, did Seth MacFarlane do the lines and they're reacting to him doing the lines they pre-recorded? I don't know. But the fact that it seems like he probably recorded on set and then dubbed it afterwards. But that's not the point. Good series. Anyway, I watched Rick and Morty season 7. Good shit.
I totally forgot Rick and Morty was a thing. I dropped that shit like season 4.
This is the season with the new actors for Rick and Morty. And honestly, you can't really tell a difference. Because I'm pretty attuned to this sort of stuff. If you're a casual, you literally won't notice a difference. But I noticed a difference specifically when the characters are like yelling, and I don't mean raising the voice, I mean like yelling. It's like, okay, you can tell that it is off somewhat, but it is absolutely serviceable enough that it absolutely doesn't hinder the experience at all. So yeah, really, really great. It was also just a really good season in general. It was either the last season or the season prior that was pretty disappointing, and it had a lot of duds for episodes, but it seems like they stepped up their game here. So yeah, this is the sort of season where it's like, if you want to get back into Rick and Morty, it's like, this is a really good season, honestly. There's the first episode just straight up has Hugh Jackman in it. Hugh Jackman makes an appearance. He's like, hey, I'm Hugh Jackman. That was fun. And then I also watched War Games with Matthew Broderick and what have you. This is a really solid movie. I will say that it started off very slow. I was just like, whoa, I am bored. But once it gets going, it really gets going. It actually reminded me sort of, at least in terms of pacing, it reminded me of Far From Home, where it's just like sort of like, it's just like, wow, this started out really slow, but it just gets going and it just keeps going. It was sort of like that. And it was really good. It was a really solid premise. I really enjoyed. I won't get too into the weeds for spoiler purposes, but basically it's the World War III almost starts because a kid is fucking with his computer in his room. That's basically what it is. And it's really well done. I feel like it's one of those movies where it's like, I feel like I've seen it before because other movies have sort of imitated it or taken from it in some way, but I also can't place exactly where I seen or this sort of thing from. But yeah, it was really, really solid. I think I give it like an 8 out of 10. It's really good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I watched. Oh, also it has a great message as well. It's pretty heavy-handed, but it's only really heavy-handed because I think it came out in 1983, and the message for 1983 is very good, and I think it should be spelled out. But nowadays, it's like it's the type of message that's like really obvious to us, and it's like it doesn't need to be spelled out. But like I understand why it is, and it's a good message. And so yeah, but yeah, 8 out of 10, really solid.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. Let's see the movies that I watched this week. When did I stop? Oh yeah, did I stop at The Beekeeper?
No,
I saw that After Sun, right? Yes, I did, because we recorded on the 20th. Yes, okay. So I saw The Beekeeper, Jason Statham, directed by David Ayer. I liked it. It was fun. It has action. It's Jason Statham. I love Jason Statham. He's funny. Makes a lot of bee puns.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize it was David Ayer.
Yeah, dude. The direction in this is actually pretty cool. By him.
Hashtag release the air cut.
For real. But other than that, I mean, it's fun. There's some stuff that I don't like about the movie, but I still gave it like a 4 out of 5 because it's just Jason Statham. He's fun. Then I watched Little Miss Sunshine.
Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome, dude. I love this movie. It's wholesome, dysfunctional, and all around just amazing.
Steve Carell looks really good.
Yeah, no, Steve. Yeah, I was looking at the Letterboxd reviews, and people were like, "Oh my god, Steve Carell looks like a dilf." I'm just like, man. I was like, you know what? Like, you're not wrong. Yeah, gay dilf. And
it's crazy that like Steve Carell wasn't really like known, but then he just got a bunch of like hits like back to back within like 2 years. Yeah, he got of The Office, obviously. He got Little Miss Sunshine. He got 40-Year-Old Virgin, and maybe even Bruce Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro just had a great few years.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Paul Dano, he's like really like he's like really funny, and like also like he's very like like cynical and stuff, but like it's still like it's really cool seeing him. Toni Collette, oh my gosh, she's wonderful in this movie. And yeah, she's really wonderful. She'll never be part of a functional family. And yeah, I really loved it. It was so fun.
You give it 4.5. I give it 4.
Yeah, I gave it 4.5 just because it was like a lot of stuff like made me like laugh. Especially I love the part where like the grandpa's like talking to Paul Dano. He's like, "Kid, like you're young, like fuck a lot of women, not just one woman, a lot of women."
Yeah.
And then he like gives like, and then he's like, he says like the F slur, and then he's like, "But like go in there, like give me some like magazines, like some of that good stuff." And then like obviously like in this movie you see like Bryan Cranston.
I was about to say random Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and then like you fucking also see like Hank Schrader, fucking goddamn fucking Dean Norris, and then like of course you see like they have like the dead grandpa in the back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna search your trunk," and then he just looks at the magazines. He's like, "Yeah, I like this," and then he just like lets him go. That shit is funny as shit. But yeah, I love that movie. It's so fun.
Yeah, the guy who played the grandpa, Alan Arkin, he just died last year.
Yeah, I know. I did see that, and that was crazy. Yeah,
but I gave it 4 stars because I understand the point. I understand what they were trying to do, but man, that beauty pageant made me uncomfortable.
yeah, that too. Yeah. I honestly like kept like looking away. I'm just like, I don't want to see this. But I mean, it was fun when they all started dancing on the stage. So yeah, it was cool. Fuck that lady at the beauty pageant though too. Fucking bitch. Then I watched Con Air with Nicolas Cage and John Cusack. It was fine. It's a fine movie. I'm not a fan of like the accent Nicolas Cage uses, but man, it also has like John Malkovich and Danny Trejo. I have never wanted to see Danny Trejo die so badly in my life.
Yeah, I saw your review for it. How is he so bad?
Because Danny Trejo's a rapist in that one.
Oh!
Yeah, he's a rapist. So like, and he he tries to like rape like a woman that one like twice. So I'm like, so when they're like, that they say his body, they're like, yeah, he's dead. I'm like, thank fucking God, fucking piece of shit. Yeah,
not much it.
But yeah, other than that, like it's cool. It also has Ving Rhames in it. Ving Rhames. Sorry, I apologize. Ving Rhames. He's pretty cool in it. He's a little funny. But yeah, other than that, it's cool. Then I rewatched Straight Outta Compton.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's in it too. Yeah, he's fucking dumb in that. He's dumb as hell in that one. I was kind of glad when he died too. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
But yeah. Yeah, I rewatched Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, you rewatched it?
Yeah, I rewatched it. Still so good.
It's a good movie. Yeah.
Like one of the best biopics next to Rocket Man. Yeah.
One could say Oppenheimer's a biopic.
Yeah. The Schloppenheimer.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I said earlier, when we were talking about our our unpopular opinions, I watched The Holdovers. Such a fucking fantastic film from from the set design, from like the cinematography. I just really love how it takes that old, the nostalgic feel of the old 80s, 70s movies and just place it in the modern time. Paul Giamatti, he just plays such a fantastic character, and the newcomer Dominic Sessa, he does such a great role in this one too. And also the one thing I love about this movie that I was really paying attention to was the dialogue. Not to spoil anything, but Paul Giamatti plays a history teacher, and so he's just always talking into he speaks in historical references, but it ties in so well with the movie, and it feels really good. I think it's definitely it's definitely a new Christmas movie that just dropped. So
watch the new Christmas classic.
Yeah, it's pretty much a new Christmas classic. But yeah, everyone just did so well in this film.
You think amazing. He's gonna yoink that Best Actor award from Cillian Murphy? If he doesn't, that's fine. If he does, I would not be surprised, because that movie is just so fucking good. I think you should watch it. It's on Peacock. Bebop.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. But yeah, that was good. And then last night I watched The Boy and the Heron.
Please talk to me about this, because I'm like, I go to Letterboxd, I see you rated it 3 stars. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
way lower than I expected.
So basically, The Boy and the Heron, it's a good film on a first watch, but I do feel like it's a little convoluted. Also, it doesn't help that I walked in I got there a little late, but I still understand what happened, because of they explain it. But yeah, it's one thing because I feel like Hayao Miyazaki was trying to tell a lot of things, and I can understand what he was trying to do, basically throughout the film. And it's about this kid named Mahito, and he goes on a journey because of this gray heron, who's played by Robert Pattinson. He does such a fantastic job. You can't even tell it's Robert Pattinson for sure.
Yeah, I can tell from the trailers.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, could Robert Pattinson play the Joker?
Yeah, it's he does such a great job. And so basically it's a little bit of the past, and there's future younger selves, and it's this this whole thing. And yeah, I feel like he was trying to tell way too much in the story, but like I said, this is off of first watch, so I think definitely whenever I watch it a second time, I can probably have a better understanding of it. But yeah, I felt like it was just way too convoluted a little bit. But other than, the visuals were great, obviously. The voice acting was incredible. The score was great. I just felt like I need to really watch it a second time to understand the story. And, there were some callbacks that I saw from the older Ghibli movies. I could tell they probably did a little bit of rotoscoping a little bit.
Wait, they inhabit the same universe?
Well, you can tell they probably reuse some shots. They kind of and it also references in terms of costumes and just references to the older ones, and there's a lot of similarities to the other Ghibli movies. But yeah, I don't know, definitely a rewatch. Movie that needs a rewatch for sure,
because a lot of people, if anything's gonna at the Oscars or whatever, if anything's gonna dethrone Spider-Verse, it's gonna be The Boy and the Heron. Mm-hmm. Do you think that can happen? Because clearly for you obviously Spider-Verse should win.
Yeah, of course, but it's also a thing to where, because The Boy and the Heron, because number one, I feel like it's also a huge sentiment due to the fact that it is Hayao Miyazaki's last film.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. He literally said it. He walked it back. He was like, no, I'm gonna make more.
Oh my god, I thought it was his last film, bro. But like, that's why I had the whole movie. Anyways, that's what I thought. But never mind, I guess. But yeah, if it wins something like that, I wouldn't blame them. But obviously, I do think I definitely lean towards Spider-Verse for sure. So yeah,
interesting. I really thought you'd like it more. It really shocked me. I was like, 3 stars.
I thought I would like it more too, and like also it was one of the things where like one of my friends rated it 2 stars.
Oh Jesus!
And, yeah, he rated it 2 stars, and he said that it made like no sense, and I'm just like, oh, that's kind of crazy because of course the status of Studio Ghibli films are all like pretty straightforward, so the fact that he gave it 2 stars, I was like, that's crazy, and so yeah, and then what else? Also, yeah, the one thing that like I really noticed about Hayao Miyazaki's films is that like most, if not all, take place within like World War II, or and I have that aesthetic because literally in the beginning of the part of the film, which I could understand what was going on, is that like yeah, it's definitely like World War II, and then at the end of the movie they're like, oh yeah, we after the war we were going back to Tokyo. So I'm like, yeah, this obviously takes place in World War II, and then like, especially within like My Neighbor Totoro, and that's definitely like post like World War II. Just based on my assumption. Howl's Moving Castle is like World War I-esque because they're dropping bombs and shit and everything like that. So that's one thing that I noticed.
How was Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice he was in the film to the credits. God. No, I'm just kidding. He was good. He was good. I liked him a lot. I also like Christian Bale too. Christian Bale's cool.
Was he American? Or was he using an American accent, I should say?
Yeah, he was using an American accent.
Of course he was.
And also like there's a lot of cute stuff in that movie. Like there's like these like little like white orbs with like smiley faces, and they're called the Wada Wada. And like when they mature, they like float up to the sky, and it's so fucking adorable. They're basically being born, which is cute. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I just need to. I would like to rewatch it.
All right, I guess I'll never watch it.
You should watch it whenever it comes to Max. Whenever it does.
I feel like it's blasphemy. Maybe this should have been on the Unpopular Opinion, but I don't know. The Ghibli movies just don't really do anything for me.
They don't do anything for you?
Totoro was all right. Spirited Away was all right. I like Ponyo. Is that Ghibli?
Yeah.
Okay. It is. I like Ponyo.
Ponyo's cool. Well, the one movie I would say you should give a watch is probably The Wind Rises, or even like Kiki's Delivery Service. Those are pretty cool. Or actually, if you want to feel something, if you want to like feel depressed, you should watch Grave of the Fireflies.
I don't want to feel shit, but I thought Spirited Away was supposed to be cool. I mean, there was cool elements.
Spirited Away is cool.
I don't know. Everyone just loves Spirited Away, and I was just like, I mean, this is all right, I guess.
You watched Howl's Moving Castle, right?
No.
You should watch. Actually, yeah, you should watch that one then.
I think you would like.
Huh?
That was the worst one.
Fuck no, crazy. I have nothing to say.
But how are you liking Parks and Rec thus far?
Good. Some of the stuff is funny. How
is Karen there yet?
Karen?
Yeah. What's her name in the show? I'm rewatching The Office right now, so I'm just stuck on Karen.
I don't know.
Karen Filippelli, named Amy. No, that's Amy Poehler. What's her name? Anne. Oh yeah.
Anne?
Yeah, Chris Pratt's girlfriend or ex.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
yeah, she's in there.
Okay,
she's dating Mark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's already on the Mark. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. It's cool so far.
Anyway, is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
at Touring Guy on Instagram.
Incredible. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. This will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. You can leave 5 stars in a review. It will really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.